Welcome back, welcome back, welcome to Can't Catch a Break. I am DJ and Dr. Charlene Johnson. We can't catch a break. I am DJ.
Sweet, I'm so tired you see me this way. I'm sick and then sweet, I'm so tired sweet, I'm so tired you see me this way. And from human see me this way. Sweet, I'm so tired sweet, I'm so tired you see me this way.
Hey guys, I have 3 questions for you today.
Sweet, I'm so tired
Are you
sweet, I'm so tired you see me this way. See me this way. Sweet, I'm so tired sweet, I'm so tired you see me this way.
Welcome back, welcome back. Welcome to Catch a Break. Welcome back, welcome back. I like the song. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So I love the song back in the day. We was younger. That song, Welcome Back, Carter. Y'all remember that? How many of y'all remember that? I know y'all do. Well, thank you all for listening to Can't Catch a Break. I am DJ and Dr. Charlene. We just thank you all for taking out your busy schedule to listen to Can't Catch a Break. I hope you're having a beautiful morning, a beautiful day. Wish the best for you always. We love you all. Those out there listening, our family, friends, and first time listeners, we thank you for listening to Can't Catch a Break. We do. Because, you know what? You make it happen. Yes, we all in this together. We all in this together. Dealing with life issues, we all in this together. No one can escape it. No one. So we just thank you all. Just thank you. I always say thank you because, it's those things that, people do out of the kindness of their heart. And it's good to tell someone thank you, because they don't have to do it, but that's a good thing. So I always tell someone thank you when people do something for you and you do something for them. Just show gratitude, appreciation. It takes you a long way. Yes, it does. And if you'd like to subscribe, go ahead. Tell us what you think. We really appreciate you for listening. And all the podcasters out there with their own shows. I see some good ones. I see some out there. It's interesting, though. And just listen. I mean, podcast is a big thing, and it's live, and it's where we have in our Constitution freedom of speech. So that's the thing is, we're a people of laws. We're people of laws. Yes, the rule of law applies to everyone. No one exempt. I mean, from the church house to the White House, the rule of law still applies. Okay, so I just want to just throw it in. So thank you all. On today's episode, I have a good one. You know, um, down through the history, of our, of our social justice, throughout the social justice, the Martin Luther Kings, the Medgar Evers, those that were fought for social justice, Rosa Parks, and Roy Wilkins, and W. E. Du Bois, many of them, they left behind legacies. And my question is, when we look at this, how does we see social justice now in this day and time? How is social justice is now? I know people are, have their opinions and views, but that's good. I mean, you can have it. Um, and the thing is, you just want to observe things. To think about what's going to happen in this 21st century. The new millennium. NAACP leaders and stuff. Look, right now, back then in the '60s and stuff, you see where, before that, it's down the line. It was a lot of protesting going on for advocating for things that are for people rights, social justice. To inspire. and to build for future generations, a fight for equality. And so we look at it now as, do we see that happening more than well, we see, the things you see, marches, you see protests, and you see how different times it is right now. There's a lot of things. It's just it's more on the forefront. Um, it's more where it can be viewed through media, social media, media outlets, news outlets. Back then, it wasn't that much coverage, but now we see it's prominent. Just the changes, and so I think that when I hear some people talk about social justice. You know, are we doing something about it? And are you out there, fighting for, advocating, not fighting, but advocating for change? Um, we see that now it's kind of a stagnant thing now, because we don't see the leaders like we used to. Back then, it's coming up, but back in the '60s and '70s when you were younger, when those that were born, you know, uh, it's a different change now. You know, and many if you feel to be scared, some of them, it could be fear, what not doing it. Even at one time you had Christians, churches, different churches from all different faiths was out there, and the deep ones are saying, well, so I'm not here to be critical or judge anyone. I'm just talking about the facts, okay? That's not what we do, but we're here to speak the truth. At one time, um, it was always, someone out there, you know, uh, you know, advocating. But now we see a change, and see, uh, you got for churches need to come out on walls. We don't supposed to be involved in that. Those deep ones. Deep Christians. I'm just saying, we don't supposed to. Well, what you think Jesus did then when he was on this earth? Hmm? Didn't he stand up to the Pharisees and Sadducees, those that tried to? Yeah. See, you got to read the word. You got to read your Bible. You got to read what's taking place in society. You got to understand that we in different times now, and we are in different times. We are in different times, and and things are changing rapidly. Um, it seems like the world is getting more wise and wickeder as we see. We see it happen. So yeah, and it's not. I mean, but it's and that's what we see what's happening now in today's time. Uh, um, it's a lot happening. It's a lot happening. I know people say, "Well, you why you keep saying that? Why you keep saying it?" I'm gonna keep saying it because there's a lot happening. That's why I'm keep repeating this word, just to refresh those that thinking that it's not progressing right now. It is progressing. It's progressing. Yeah, the country is divided. Okay, the country is divided. This country is more divided than ever. Back in the '60s and all those before there, you see it now. It's building up. Radical. It's a movement going on. It's those that's promoting hate and violence. These groups are rising up, and then there's a seem like a tyranny where a tyranny when seem like the government is now like being radical to a point where um, they are bigger than the rule of law when it comes to we see that you can't tell judges what to do. These are federal judges, okay, under the Constitution. They the ones that go by the laws. They the ones that the law. They follow the law, and we get to a point like that, where people think they're above the law, then it's gonna be chaos. And I pray, y'all better pray because we see what's going on, And I think the churches should be out there. For those in social media, and these ones on these content creators and talking about, but I mean, God knows. See, I'm gonna tell these these Christians that's out here saying they shouldn't be doing that. Y'all should be the one that's talking against Christianity about going out there advocating. Okay, think about it. You gotta live here too. Your children gotta live here. Okay, this generation to come, they gotta live here. You're gonna grow up like that in society where there's a lot of a movement toward downgrading people regardless of what color you are. Do you want to see that happen? No. Don't want to no South Africa apartheid. We don't want to see that either. The civil rights. There was many, the civil rights movement. You see things happening back then. There's people that was assassinated. The civil rights movement on the bus. And the Rosa Parks. She sat down, and and she couldn't ride the bus. And they made a big thing out of that. And I mean, really, uh, and so you gotta look at what's going on. Some people, man, like Roy Wilkins, he stepped down as NAACP executive director. Let's see, back in what 1977. Yeah, so you gotta look at stuff like that. Some leaders, and there's just a lot of stuff that need to be changed. You know, so these children don't have to grow up. These kids don't have to grow up. Confused. Because of what they're seeing, and all because of money, power, and race. And these children got to grow up like that. That's not good, y'all. That's not good. So I mean, when you hear people talking about what the preachers and those that are out there standing up for justice, social justice, they advocate in a nonviolent way, then hey, they doing something good. They're not here. They're here trying to look out for the best interests of everybody. I mean, it's always someone out there trying to put someone down, you know, and for what? For what? Then they try to throw the biblical stuff in there, for and it cause confusion. Christians don't do that. And then those you have you just throw things further off when some people do that. Get along, get along, get along, unite, advocate for change, leave legacy behind. Okay, inspiring future generations. For equality. Even with diversity, DI. Diversity, equity, inclusion. You see where now you see where that's going to be taken away. But to some, they said it helped mostly the Caucasian women. More than the black women. So there was they said it didn't work. Some still today say it don't work. And I know people, probably upset about it. How could you say that? Well, talk. People come and talk about it. They say that. And, when you look at the polls, look at what's going on. Okay, look at who's the what when it comes to African American women and other women. The Caucasian woman has more advanced in positions. I know. Some people say, well, that's not true. Look at the times we're living in now. Yeah, look at the times we're living in now. Okay, all right. So we got to understand what movement we move. What direction are we going to move in? Huh? There was a lot of leaders. Philip Randolph, the civil rights movement, he helped organize the March on Washington for jobs and freedom in 1963. Um, Martin Luther King, the civil rights movement, and Rosa Parks. Look at these, and they're gone. Those they're going on. So and those, I mean, no matter what color you are, I'm saying to you, social justice, advocate for it because it's needed. This world is changing to a point where people some are being very violent, and they showing their racism, to a point to, but it shouldn't be. We are all created equal. We are all created equal under God. We are all equal. We are all created equal. We're one nation under God, and we're not a country that's above the law. Okay, we're not a country that's above the law. I don't care if you're a president. I don't care if you're a senator, a congressman, anywhere, governor, mayor. You're not above the law. Okay, no one is. hmm So it's really a change right now. Okay, and we see what's happening now. How will it affect? It's going to affect a lot of people down the line. We in 2025, in 2026, going into 2026, people need to pay attention even more. So Earth still be in existence. People need to pay attention to what we see coming down the line. Huh? Okay, remember the segregation? Y'all remember that, right? Brown versus Board education. Hmm? Remember that? See how they got together? They had to, and, voting rights, the protection, all these, things that happen. It shouldn't be happening. Mhm. And somebody asked a question about even the African Americans leaders, not able to do, okay, because of the legal society and restrictions, y'all. So back then, there was a lot of violence and threats, intimidations. We got to understand history. And I think anyone that tries to take out history books out of school from history of a race, I don't care what color you are, then any official need to not be in office to know about their culture, their background, where they came from, to existence of people. Then why is that normal to some people to say, oh, it's okay? And then but you have some say, well, maybe they want to get the kids confused between the lifestyles. Okay, the lifestyle of another person, the way they live it now. They don't want to confuse the kid, about the history that person will like this. So we see that change happening in history. The Voting Right Act of 1965. Remember that? It prevented race-based restrictions on voting. Fair Housing Act in 1968. The Civil Rights Restoration Act. The Civil Rights Acts of Restoration of 1987. Those are things that are, the Civil Rights Act of Voting Rights of 1965. Yes, this podcast, thank you all for listening to Can't Catch a Break. Just talking about our history, our history of what took place. It's good to know and learn about history. It's good to learn about the Civil Rights Acts of 1964 that prevented discrimination in public accommodation and employment. The Voting Rights Acts of 1965 prevented race-based restriction on voting and established federal oversight. Fair Housing Act 1968 ended discrimination in buying and renting homes. Now, let me stop right there. There's people today are still being discriminated against when it comes to housing. No matter what color you are, you're being discriminated against. But I know some say, "Well, it's the African American," but no, it's all racist when you look at it now because um, everything's so high. Certain people can't live here. You know, they willing to pay the rent, they willing to pay the money, they willing to get the house, but some just like if you certain homes you sell, you see if this house costs you $200,000 and you you sit they'll sometimes if you're careful you gotta watch because they'll downgrade your house to a lower price to be sold. You gotta look at stuff like this. It's still going on today, y'all. I'm right here. I'm just keeping people informed. Okay, so, and civil rights and stuff. But yet, we had two presidents, and I'm just saying about Jesse Jackson and Barack Obama. They ran for president. Jesse Jackson ran for 1984 and 1988. Barack Obama was the first African American president in 2008. So history has a trend. History has a trend of stepping forward to when those who said it can't happen, it does happen. And people gotta let people be people. Treat them right. Everybody. I don't care what color you are. Treat people right. Uh-huh. There's people that change a lot of things, y'all. And it's gonna continue on. But it's gonna be changing for the better. I believe that. We have to keep praying. That's all. Just keep praying. It's good to teach these kids about history, because there's a lot of things these kids are missing out on. See, they more on cell phones and they're getting their information from things that not keeping them up, with the reality of life. You know, they're distracted. Yes, that's distracted. They're distracted by a lot of things, you know, and that's what we need to find out. Let them find out why they're being distracted. hmm There's a lot of people that fall for civil rights. hmm Ida B. Wells, only her to Ida B. Wells. Okay, remember her? Y'all remember Ida B. Wells? Projects in Chicago, NAACP, a National Association of Advancement of Colored People. See, that's founded in 1909. Okay, they fought for racial equality through litigation, education, and lobbying. Okay, there's a student nonviolent coordinating committee. So it's you had to these patterns that's going on right now. These things are actually going back into because what we see right now. I'm not trying to scare nobody. I'm not trying to promote anything. I'm just being informative of what's happening in our nation right now. Yeah. So you don't know when like racism start? Huh? During the European age, can I say that? Transformed by capitalism, the Atlantic slave trade. See, people don't even know that. Some people don't even know that. Is it illegal to be a racist? Hmm? And in a democracy, people are free to believe whatever they wish, however vile they may be. This often is a specific constitutional protection. Therefore, it is not legal. I mean, it's not illegal to have a racist belief. However, the law does regulate behavior for examples of criminal statutes and human rights and anti-discrimination codes. See? Yeah. And because your family or something grew up in that era, there's a lot of racism. These kids don't need to be growing up because someone in your family had that issue with someone. They need to be taught different. They need to be told what Jesus did on earth, how what he done, how he showed love, put God in their life. So they won't have that mindset, that messed up mind to be a racist. That's a messed up mind because of your color. We all human. We are created equal in God's sight. Yeah, no matter what color you are, just see how the world, how evil, and how things turn, and the progress of growth and development throughout the years, how money and power come to existence to change people's thoughts. Even the devil actually changed people's thoughts. So I just wanted to share with you, you know, uh, if you so call someone a racist, you can sue someone for calling you a racist. If the accusation is false and includes facts that are damaging to your reputation, this is known as defamation of claim. Mhm. You got to gather evidence. You got to build a case. You got to, okay, you got to file a claim. You got to consider the statement. Okay, It's I'm saying so. People need to watch what they say because there's legal consequences, and no one is above the law. All right, I'm sounding a little, but I just want to talk about social justice. There's many cultures, many people talks about different things from spirituality, movements, many cultures. But the thing is, the law is the law, and it's for the lawless. No one is above the law. So our social justice leaders, they fought, they fought, they advocated for us, and all, you know, they advocated for. Their life was ended, and they was heroes. And they left legacies. So what are we gonna do as a people? All these different races. What are we gonna do? What kind of legacy will you leave in this different era of social justice? What are you gonna leave? Hmm? Huh? So what you gonna do about it now? Your children gotta come. They gotta generations coming now, different ones. You want them to confuse? Do you want them to be angry? So how should you fix that? There's remedies, like I say. Yes, keep them away from that negative talk. Show love toward people. Encourage people. Build people up. Educate them about the laws, the way things are. It's normal. It's not about um, violence. It's not about fighting. It's not about that. Okay. So thank you all for listening to Can't Catch a Break. I'm DJ and Dr. Charlene Johnson. I know I'd love to hear your feedback, what you have to say. Okay, I talked about a few things I want to bring someone's attention out here because some people need to be woke up. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. No man's an island. Accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. Keep your head up. Okay, keep your head up. You're destined to win. You can make it. No matter how situations around you, you be the positive one. Okay, remember that. I just want to encourage you. Be blessed. Have a fantastic life. Enjoy your life while you're here. Enjoy the people you love. Okay, give people flowers while they're here. You never might not see them, and been seeing things change rapidly in this era. So, God bless you. Have a great, great day.